it's a long list of doing. I would ask these women, your audience, to put at the very top of that list to be. When do you give yourself time to be? Ever?
What
Ever?
is that? What is to be?
Exactly.
To be
And
or not to be? This sounds like a Shakespeare thing.
to be, just be. Just, it's more about being than doing, right? So
Mhm.
like I would prefer a being list to a doing list. Because we know what the doing list does to us. We know that. We see it. The aches in the body, you know, hormonal imbalance, whatever. There's so many different, that's the laundry list of disorders that we're seeing. Digestive upset, bloating, you know, weight gain, pick your thing. But the beautiful thing is, what if you just could be? Just be. And we're not programmed to give ourselves that time to do that, because it does take time, right? And so this whole idea is to set you up, to give you permission to be without all the doing, and just be. Like, what an amazing experience it is to just be. You know, you think about children and you think about how free they are when they're little and they're running around and they're just being kids. They're just being themselves. They're not programmed yet. We know we haven't, they haven't probably been on their phones yet and social media and all of that. So they're not trying to do what other people are doing. They're just being themselves. And I think that when you can get to an Ayurveda center and when you can be in a childlike setting of nature, right? Because that's just so fulfilling and so connected, that you just be. It's amazing. There's just nothing more peaceful and calm and relaxing to the body. And when the body is, you can't heal the body when you're in fight or flight. It just doesn't work. The only way the body's going to heal and the mind can is when the mind calms down, the body calms down, the nervous system calms down. That is where the magic is. And the only way to do that is to just be and allow and embrace, right? You know, embrace all the stuff. And I love, like, the way that this experience is set up is you're going to start in coaching and there's shopping and, you know, all the stuff that you can do in coaching, walks, cultural, you're going to see a bunch of stuff. And then when you get up to Thecady, that's when you're really going to start to experience the nature. And the temperature will be different up there. It's in the hills. It's absolutely lush and gorgeous and beautiful, and tea and spices everywhere. But it's more about letting nature into your system and really being connected to it. And then by the time that you leave Thecady and come back down to Marari Beach, to the Ayurveda Center, you're going to be like, I'm ready. I'm here. I am. Yeah. It's a beautiful flow for your guests.
Well, we don't do that at all. Like in our society, in our culture, we don't do that at all. And I know when I'm coaching people, I'm trying to get them, well, I work on getting them out of their fight and flight into a state where they're sleeping better.
Mhm.
And then we're, you know, we move past a state, we move past the state and into relationship with themselves. And when you are, and that is the true be,
Yes.
is when you are able to get into that, right? And that's really the idea here, is that I want my people to experience who they are, and have develop that relationship with themselves, see themselves in there, because it's only in relationship that you're actually able to experience true beauty,
Mhm.
true, like, and I'm going to use like a sunset, right? Like, the sunset changes every second. It's different every second. It's moving, and its colors literally are never the same twice, right? Like, it's just because it's moving. And so the only way you can actually experience it deeply is to have a relationship at a very deep level with it. And that's where we're trying to get to, not the state. But you cannot be in fight or flight. You can't be in that stressed out state. You have to, and you have to go beyond whatever a state regulation into now. I take that noun, that solid thing, and now move it into a relationship. I'm back to a verb, and where I'm actually experiencing something on a very different level. And that's really at the crux of where Keystone is all about, is getting to there. And
Yeah.
that's
Well, it reminds me, like in Vedanta and even yoga philosophy, there's no disconnection between us and nature. It's made up. And
Yep.
a lot of what the goal of a lot of these ancient wisdoms is to reconnect with that idea that I am that, right? It's kind of a general yoga saying, I am that, meaning I am that sunset. I am that drop of water. I am that, because it removes the self, the ego, and you're really able to connect much deeper on a level that's like, oh, that tree is stunning. It's like, oh, if that tree's stunning, I'm stunning, right? Like that sunset is amazing. I'm amazing. So when you start to realize that you are not so disconnected from that, it can go both ways, but we all have the possibility and we have the potential within us. So what potential, where do you want that to take you? I want to be that amazing sunset.
Well, it's the difference, between, and I know, the people are being challenged with this in particular right now more than ever because of technology. And that's just the idea that you're 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 not the things you do.
We identify with what we do, though, right?
We do identify as what we do, and yet that's not it's not what we are. That's not that's not our identity. That's not, we are so much more than what we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And being able to tap into that, being able to clear the stuff out so that we can actually do that. And then like, if we were actually able to do that, just the beauty of the world as an overall thing, if we could tap into that, just 100,000 of us all over the planet being able to do that. Oh boy.
Goes back to sitting on the beach in India. How in the world do I get everyone to do a Panchakarma? Because here's the thing, it is selfish of me to want this, and I'll tell you why. Because once you go through this process, and it's a very systemized process, you prepare, you remove, and you rejuvenate, right? It's not like a extraction of one part of it. And I think on every level, environmental, political, emotional, spiritual, physical, all of it. And I'm like, I want to be around the people that have done it, because I know they're going to be clearer thinkers and make better choices. So I want to be surrounded by that, right? So it's kind of a selfish thing that I'm doing in a way, but in a way it's like, I just want everybody to experience that sense of clarity, to where your purpose is so in front of you, you can't deny it anymore. And you have the passion to move forward with it, right? Yeah, because that's what we need. We need the passion and that integrity to maintain it. And the only way we can do it is this physical body has to be taken care of so that we can give our gifts to the world. We're no good if we're in bed all day and can't think straight and tired and achy. It's like, no, I want to feel good so that I can do this, so I can be surrounded by better people.
And that's exactly it, though, right? When you're in touch with that comes back to that being, like I said, that's probably the wrong word, lethal. But you become, well, maybe it's not the wrong word. Maybe we just have a different understanding. Lethal being that you are right on and very direct, and being able to see things and experience things in that, and you're able to experience those connections that are so deep and so wonderful. And like that's what you were experiencing, right? I mean, the second you're sitting on that beach and you're going, yeah, no, I can feel everything. And
Yes.
and it's that connection that's actually supportive and wonderful and loving and just clear and just awe, like just so filled with awe, right? So the idea that you can experience that by coming to something like this, and because that's our goal, is to actually help people get to that point. Not that they, that they want to all create businesses that all do that kind of thing, but maybe they create businesses that are actually solving the suffering in the world, and they are supporting the people that are around, and including their own teams, and back in North America or the EU or wherever they happen to be, and that, I mean, that's so wonderful to be able to do that, right?
And do it with a group of people that are experiencing this together. So now you have these connections to people that are willing to do the work, willing to put this energy into it. And then exponentially as a group, everybody's becoming better. And now you have people around you that you can associate with to be like, I really want to maintain this relationship with you because we just experienced something that most people haven't, and we did it together, in that same container. And now I have somebody to talk to about it. And if, this is what usually happens, is okay, let's go again. Let's do it again.
I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to keep setting those things up for sure. I just, and you know what? And then that really, so you may come to this as yourself, like just you coming to this particular thing. But when you leave with at least 11 other women who are now on the same page. And Lord only knows what is possible when you put 12 women together, and they like think of the other things that could come out of this, rather than just what's about you, what's just about your individual business. But now you've got 11 other women that y'all came to the same
So
that same place.
Yes.
That connected space where you're now looking at each other going, so how do we take, like, this is now a business expense, right?
Yes.
And B, we're already planning the next business expense, right? So, because that's what I would like to see, is so many women who are now in a change state that they're now actually creating even more change in the organizations, the environments that they have come from, and they're now able to take this back. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then seeing that ripple throughout their teams and the companies and families and the relationships,
communities, and it just keeps going out from there, right?
Yep.
So, and we all know that women in and of themselves are amazingly powerful in creating good for the rest of the world. Like pretty much everything that they do is going to be along that line. Well, now we're just taking it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty amazing. So, Tracy, we've been talking here for over an hour. So,
and we could keep.
Oh, I know. Well, you know what? I'm going to have you back because we're going to go into more depth on certain things, because we've just basically tapped on a bunch of things on the top, because there's so many things that we can go into. Yes, I'm going to have another guest to be able to go into the Ayurvedic scenarios themselves, but there's that overall component that you bring that I think is really important. So for right now, because I want to give our listeners just a break here. So what else do you have any closing thoughts that you would like to say now?
I mean, I'm going to go back to what we said earlier. If you're thinking about it, just do it. It's no negatives. It's the way I look at it. There are no negatives. It's what we've created is pretty special, and the flow of this experience, Denise's expertise, and the tracking you're going to be able to do, and the container before and after is just there to support you. And having this group support on top of that is even, it's like 1 + 1 does not equal 2. Like it's just so much bigger than that, right? So yeah, do it. Do it.
Thank you thank you so much. So
because in this conversation, I think we're going to go in a little bit deeper into like the rhythm to expect at an Ayurveda center and what that looks like. And so you kind of get an insider's look to what to expect. And we'll go more over the what to expect part of it. And maybe more of the culture and stuff like, that fun stuff. It's all fun.
like that. So, well, I know what the stuff is, and I'm pretty excited about it because there's just so much.
And once you like, we're talking about it, and you can, as your listeners, they can kind of imagine it. Once you experience it, then you're going to talk about it all the time. It's just kind of the way it always works. I've had guests come multiple times on retreats, and 2 of them actually became really close friends, and they toured around India by themselves. So like there's this relationship that starts to grow because people are now on the same playing field and they're working towards the same thing, and it's a collective betterment of society.
That's gold. That's gold. All right. Okay. So just to wrap it up, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. And we've been talking about the Keystone a retreat. It's really more of it's a private immersion to really get to know your own identity and to really get to know who you are. So this is an event that is October 27th to November 11th. It will be in Kerala, India. We are going to 3 luxury resorts. It's extra special. It's been curated just for 12 women. And so if you think you're ready, if you've done the work, you've really looked at a lot of things, and you're ready to choose your own sovereignty, your own authorship, then this is probably something you really want to take a much deeper look at, and come and join us, come and talk. You can reach out to me anytime, and we can start to have a conversation about what's really necessary, have the investment conversation, have the as far as time and money, and what the expectations are. So please feel free to reach out to me. Share this podcast, please do. And I look forward to talking to you again in the future. Take care.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.